You're listening to Heart to Horizon, and I'm excited to dive in today's topic with you. Let's dive in. Life has its ups and downs, and often, it's the small, overlooked moments that bring us comfort and remind us of the beauty that still exists, even in difficult times. These moments can be found in simple, sensory pleasures that we might not even think about on a regular basis, like the warmth of a fresh garment from the dryer or the soft, comforting sound of a pet's footsteps padding across the floor. The warmth of a piece of clothing just out of the dryer can feel like an instant hug, wrapping you up in a sense of security and peace. It's such a simple thing, but it can make all the difference when you're feeling overwhelmed by the chaos of life. Similarly, the sound of your pet's footsteps, whether it's your dog or cat, or whatever animal you share your home with, can be so soothing. It's a reminder that in the midst of everything else, there's still this pure, simple presence in your life, offering companionship without needing anything in return. Then there's the feel of a hot beverage cradled between your hands. Whether it's your morning coffee, an afternoon tea, or a hot cocoa on a cold evening, there's something about holding a warm cup that brings an immediate sense of calm. It's not just the heat itself, it's the ritual, the familiarity of the moment, the chance to slow down and take a breath. You sip slowly, and for a few moments, you're not thinking about anything else. It's just you and the warmth of that cup, giving you a brief, much-needed pause from whatever might be going on in your mind. These sensory moments can seem small, but when we're feeling stressed, anxious, or weighed down by the world, they have the power to ground us, to bring us back to ourselves and remind us that, no matter how chaotic things may seem, there are still simple pleasures available to us if we're open to noticing them. But comfort isn't just about physical sensations. It's also about those moments of emotional resonance that catch us off guard, the ones that bring a sense of joy or connection when we need it the most. One of the most magical feelings in the world is when you unexpectedly hear from an old friend or receive a message at just the right time. Maybe you're having a difficult day, or you're feeling a bit lonely, and suddenly, a text or call comes in from someone you haven't spoken to in a while. It feels like the universe is speaking directly to you, reminding you that someone out there cares and understands. That connection, even through a simple message or conversation, is incredibly powerful. It's as though the timing was meant to reassure you in that exact moment, and that feeling of being thought of or reached out to, even if only briefly, is a kind of comfort that words often can't fully capture. Another deeply comforting realization is that we all share similar experiences, even when we feel like we're the only ones going through something. We've all had moments where we feel like our problems are unique, like no one could possibly understand what we're dealing with. But that's rarely true. In fact, one of the most reassuring things in life is realizing that someone, somewhere, has felt exactly what you're feeling right now. Whether it's heartache, frustration, loneliness, or even joy, we are never as alone in our experiences as we think. This shared human experience, the knowledge that others have walked this path before us and will walk it again after us, can be such a comforting reminder that we're not isolated in our struggles. Sometimes, it's simply the act of talking to someone, opening up about what's on your mind, that brings this realization into focus. You might find that the person you're talking to has been through something similar, or even if they haven't, they understand more than you expected. That sense of connection, the feeling that we're all in this together, can make even the heaviest burdens feel a little lighter. But comfort isn't just about feeling understood or finding a sense of peace in the midst of stress, it's also about recognizing the strength we gain through suffering. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes, those challenges can feel like too much to bear. But one of the most powerful truths is that even in the darkest moments, there's always the possibility of overcoming. Pain is hard, yes, but it doesn't last forever. And when you're in the middle of it, there's something comforting in knowing that you've survived tough times before, and you can do it again. Think about the hardest moments in your life, the times when you didn't know if you could keep going. Somehow, you found a way through. Maybe it wasn't graceful or perfect, but you made it, and that's something worth remembering. We often underestimate our own resilience, but it's there, quietly working in the background, even when we don't notice it. This resilience, this ability to endure and grow from our experiences, is one of the most profound comforts available to us. It's a reminder that, no matter how hard things get, we are capable of getting through it. Even when we feel broken, we are stronger than we think. And then there's the comfort that comes from human connection. We live in a world where it's easy to feel disconnected, where loneliness can creep in even when we're surrounded by people. But at the end of the day, we are all connected by shared experiences and the common human need for understanding and comfort. We might walk different paths, but we share so many of the same emotions: love, fear, joy, sorrow. This shared experience is what makes life feel a little less heavy. When we open up to others, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we often find that others have been through similar challenges. And in those moments of shared understanding, we find comfort. We are reminded that, no matter how isolated we might feel, we are never truly alone. There's always someone out there who understands, someone who has felt what we're feeling. This connection is one of the most powerful sources of comfort in the world. It's a reminder that we are all in this together, and that we are stronger for it. As we go through life, it's important to remember that comfort can be found in the smallest things, in the moments that we often overlook. Sometimes, it's not about the big epiphanies or grand gestures. Sometimes, it's about the little details that remind us of the beauty in the world around us. The smell of rain hitting the pavement on a hot summer day. The way sunlight filters through the leaves of a tree. The sound of birds chirping in the early morning hours. These are the moments that we often take for granted, but they're also the moments that can bring us the most peace when we're feeling overwhelmed. When life feels chaotic and uncertain, these small reminders of the world's natural beauty can anchor us, even if only for a moment. They remind us that, no matter what's happening in our lives, the world is still turning, life is still happening, and there are still things worth appreciating. So, what does all of this mean? It means that even in our darkest moments, there are always sources of comfort available to us. Whether it's the warmth of a dry or fresh sweater, the soothing sound of a pet's footsteps, the discovery of a book passage that resonates with your soul, or the comforting knowledge that we're all connected through shared experiences, there is always something in life to hold on to. Life is hard, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed sometimes. But in those moments, remember to look for the little things, the small moments of beauty, warmth, and connection that make life just a little bit easier. Whether it's the resilience you find in yourself or the comfort you find in others, these moments are what carry us through the toughest times. The truth is, comfort is all around us, if we know where to look. It's in the small, sensory pleasures, in the emotional connections, in the shared experiences of being human. It's in the strength we gain through suffering and the hope that even in the hardest moments, we have the power to endure. And most of all, it's in the realization that, no matter how alone we might feel, we are all connected by the simple fact of being human. We all experience joy, pain, love, loss, and everything in between. And in that shared experience, there is comfort. There is beauty. And there is hope. So, the next time life feels overwhelming, take a moment to pause and look around you. Find the little things, the small moments of comfort that remind you that life, despite its challenges, is still full of things worth appreciating. Because even in the hardest times, there is always something good just around the corner, waiting to be noticed. That's it for today on Heart to Horizon. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.